Scott Cutler is previously the head of global listings at the New York Stock Exchange. Now, he's doing listings of a different kind as the CEO of a sneaker exchange called StockX, which is becoming a booming part of the shoe market. I asked him how this market works and what drives consumers to his business.
Today's consumer wants access to amazing brands, but they also want to make sure that those brands are authentic. And as a platform of a stock market of things, which was the original concept of this business, it's transformative to have a marketplace that's powered by sellers from around the world, but giving access to authenticated items has really been the differentiator and why this is one of the fastest growing e-commerce companies anywhere in the world.
How do you check the authenticity? Do you actually guarantee it?
Yeah, so as you look at the product experience, it starts with coming to a page that's a product. It's the only place that you can find it. That product is very transparently available to the customer at prices that people can see. And then once that transaction is completed in a very much stock market-like way where you can bid on a sneaker, you can ask or sell a sneaker and other items, but then when that transaction is completed, the most important part is that every one of those items goes through an authentication center somewhere around the world for us. We authenticate and inspect every item for its authenticity before it's sold out to the end consumer. That's created a high level of trust for great brands in a marketplace-like experience.
Is there a market size for the resale sneaker market? I mean, I'm just thinking about one pair of sneakers that sold for $50,000. I mean, is that sort of par for the course here?
Well, if you look at the entire sneaker market worldwide, it's estimated to be a $100 billion market. The resale component this year is estimated to be over $7 billion, and it's been growing at roughly triple-digit growth rates. So that's significant relative to even the e-commerce size of the sneaker market alone. And so what we're seeing is really just explosive growth relative to general e-commerce rates. But we're also just seeing effectively a very different value proposition, which is people coming, trying to find that new release that they can't find from the brand, that they can't get from the retailer, and coming to StockX because it's about access. It's about something that's not available anywhere else, and you're buying it as if it's in its original condition for the very first time.
So Nike recently launched a brand on the StockX exchange. Adidas has done something similar. I'm wondering why they're coming to you to debut their items.
Well, we did an IPO, an initial product offering with Adidas, which is obviously one of our top-selling brands on the platform, in October. It was a new revolutionary way to release product that in this case was never again to be recreated out of their maker lab. We released those to the market in a unique way, and they priced above what they would in retail, and we had over 10,000 people that came to bid on those items. And so over time, we actually expect that brands and the brands that sell on our platform to work with us directly because the consumers are here.
What are you seeing in terms of returns and people using sneakers as a sort of investment vehicle? Because I saw one story about a return of 6,600%.
Yeah, so it's amazing. This has become an asset class of people that do collect, hold on to these items and trade these. Obviously, a sneaker that would be trading at thousands of dollars originally retailed at $200. I look at my own portfolio of sneakers this year, well outperformed the S&P, well outperformed the rest of the market. But I think it's also just an acknowledgement that these are items that have persistent trading value. And there's a lot of people that are actually using the platform to fund a college education, to fund a platform, to fund their business and their passion.
Scott, I cannot wait until I ask somebody, how did you fund your child's college education? And they say, flipping sneakers. I do have to wonder, though, what the logic is here of the appreciation of sneakers over time, because under my use, they tend to lose value over time as I use them. And I'm just wondering, how do you ensure this isn't sort of a repeat of tulips?
Yeah, so this is important. We started with this concept of a stock market of things where at any given time, the price of a product that we show transparently is very visible to the consumer. And that price actually varies from minute to minute. The difference on our platform is that what you're buying is a product that is in what's called in sneakers dead stock condition, which means it's the same condition as if it was originally released. It's not used, it's not worn. And so what's interesting is that while releases drive a lot of people to get access to the product, they actually come back and they look at items that may have been released 8 weeks ago to maybe 10 years ago. And they're buying that product as if it were the first time. And so different than other sites that are selling used items, you're talking about access to new items in their perfect condition. And some of these things actually have appreciated significantly over time because, quite frankly, the supply of these things is much more scarce. It's limited. It's not available.